at first, I just discussed the Hepaticopsida. Before that, we have to give the idea what is bryophytes. Bryophytes are the lower roots of plants that grow in the damp, shaded areas. The plant body is thallus-like, that is frosted or maybe sometimes erect. It is attached to the substratum by its rhizoids, which are unicellular or sometimes multicellular. They lack true vegetative structures, that true root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structure. The dominant part of this plant body is gametophyte, which is haploid. The shape of an archegonium is flax-like and the shape of antheridium is more or less open umbrella type. The sporophyte is semi-parasitic and dependent on the gametophyte for its nutrition. Cells of sporophyte undergo meiosis to form haploid gametophytes, which form a gametophytic structure. The juvenile gametophyte is known as the protonema. The protonema is differentiated into food, seta and capsule. Then the bryophytes have been basically classified depending on their characters into three categories, that is Hepaticopsida, Angoceratopsida and the Bryopsida. Today the topic of my discussion is Hepaticopsida. Today the topic is Hepaticopsida. This Hepaticopsida is further subdivided into four orders, that is Carobryalis, Gingerberryalis, Martinshellis and Sphaerocarpellus. Next, the general characters of the Hepaticopsida. Gametophytic plant is either thalloid or foliose. Foliose forms leaves are without midrib and is dorsiventral. This is the right side, the members of Martinsia. It is a Martinsia and Riccia are the dominant species of Hepaticopsida. The gametophytic structure is dorsiventral and it is green in color, that is it bears the chloroplast but it bears the pyrenoids. The thallus is dichotomously branched at the apical portion and the midribs are very much prominent and brown in color. The apical part of the thallus bears the sex organs. The male sex organs are the antheridia and the female sex organs are the archegonia. The antheridia, the stalk which bears the sex organ, is known as the antheridophore and archegoniophore respectively. At the apical notches, there are some complex structures. These structures are known as the gameca. These gameca are involved in case of the vegetative reproduction. The sporophyte is made up of only capsule in Riccia or food, seta and capsule in case of the Martinsia. The columella is absent in the capsule sporophytous tissue to develop from the endothecium. Rhizoids are unicellular, branched and ascended. Sex organ borne on the embedded gametophytic tissue. These are the independent structures of the genus Martinsia. It is a dominant member of the group Hepaticopsida. First of all, it is a transverse section of the thallus. There are two distinct zones. One is the photosynthetic zone and the below triangular shaped area is known as the storage zone. First of all, there is an apical epidermal shear. This is sometimes interacted by some air pores and air chambers. The gaseous exchange takes place from these air pores and these air chambers, and these filaments are the photosynthetic filaments which involve in photosynthesis, and the lower portions are known as the storage zone. This is colorless area, and the rhizoids and scales have been originated from the lower epidermal region. In the next photographs, the enlarged view and the diagrammatic representations of the TS of the thallus. Here, the epidermis have been interrupted by some air pores, and below the air pores there are the chambers with the filament, photosynthetic filament. Next, the photosynthetic filament, there is a storage zone. This storage zone is contains sometimes the oil cell, mucilaginous cells and some reticulate thickening. Below these areas or the storage zone, there are some unicellular and multicellular rigors and scales. These are the three-dimensional figures of the thallus of Martensia, and these are the pore size and pore apertures of the dorsal and ventral view. Next is the reproductive organ. These reproductive organs are male. First one is the male, which is antheridial chamber. If we cut down to the vertical section of the male sex organ, then we get that some antheridial chambers. These antheridial chambers bear the antheridia, and the apical portions of these chambers is hole. This hole is known as the osteoles, and besides that, they are parallelly arranged with air pores and air chambers. Below that, it is the total roof-like structure, which is known as the thallus, and continuous to the thallus, there are some air chambers and stalk-like structure. Like that, from the below of the or the lower part of the thallus, there are some unicellular there are unicellular scales and rigors also been present. The picture B is the enlarged view of this antheridia. It is the chamber, jacket and the apical osteal portion. In the picture number 3, this is the female sex organ, that is the archegonia of the Martensia. Here, the female reproductive organ, that is the archegonia, which looks like the flaccid, and it is hanging from the upper portions of the thallus. The apical portion of the upper epidermis, which is sometimes interrupted by several air chambers and air pores. Below that, there are some assimilatory filaments, and from that portion, here some 10 to 12 archegonia, flaccided archegonia have been originated, and there is a covering jacket which is known as the pericardium. Below that, it is molded by a stalk-like structure. This stalk-like structure is known as the archegoniophore, and throughout the archegoniophore, the same type of assimilatory filament along with the air pores and air chambers also being present. Below the epidermis, there are also some air pores and air chambers, and some unicellular and multicellular scales and rigors also being present to anchor the plant body with the substratum. And the picture number D is the enlarged view of an archegonia. This is the cover cell of the apical portion. Below the cover portion, there is a ventral canal cell, and beneath the ventral canal cell, there is some neck canal cell, and the main part of this archegonia, that is the egg cell, are situated at the basal portion of the flaccid structure. During the fertilization, these anthrozoids come and fertilize the egg cells to form the zygotes. This is the total procedure of their reproduction. After all, though the bryophytes are the lower groups of plant, they are non-vascular plant, though they have so many ecological significance in case of role of conservation of the biodiversity. They compose the rock making is suitable for the growth of higher plants. The acid secreted by the lichens, death and decay of the mosses helps atmospheric moisture. So this is for today.